Hello and good day, everyone. It's evening where I'm at, but some of you I'm sure are watching in the morning anyway. Hello and welcome to the video here. I hope everybody's well. This is the part 2 slash month and a half roughly review. I was hoping to do a month on my Knicks boots, but I missed it. I've been very busy, which is a huge blessing. So pardon the shadows. I'm going to have some weird lighting here tonight, but I'm trying to better stand, kind of cobbled out of a ladder, so bear with me with the legs in there. Let's look at these, and we'll go over some things that have changed since the last video. So as you can see, they are wearing very nicely. There's not really any bad wear marks in them yet. Obviously, I've not worn them to death, but I do wear them every day. And I have worn them every day since I think the third day that I've owned them. And I don't know, I probably put 10 to 12 hours a day in these on a daily basis. Something that Knicks did tell me about would be on the soles here. They would get bleached out. And I am in Indiana, and we've got about 8 to 10 inches of snow sitting on the ground, and I was out in it all day yesterday, or a good bit of the day anyway. And my boots got wet for the first time, actually wet, and just standing in 8 inches of snow all day has bleached these out quite a bit. So I wish I would have done the natural coloring on the edges, but the rest of the boot is holding up great. The toe is still very nice. Getting a little bit of wear right here, and I'm not sure what that's from. It's just a spot where it's kind of laid down more. But overall, awesome. The leather, you can tell, is kind of changing and molding and all that. There's not really a gap there, but you can pick at it. This has come apart just a little bit. You can see that line there. It's not separating by any means, but the line is more visible. Let's look at the other one here. Same story on this one, just bleached out quite a bit. No real wear. I'm very happy with these boots. Yeah, right there is a spot where it must have not been or had more dye on it or something. All the way around here, and same thing, the leather. I don't know if you can quite see. Oh, yep, see the lip right there? So it's poking out just a little bit, and I'm sure that's just normal from the leather molding to your foot. I did notice I'm getting just a hint of wear right here, and that's where I walk. I step on my heel, and over here is a little bit thicker, so that shows that I'm walking on the outside, or I'm sorry, on the inside of my heel. No, it is the outside, I'm sorry. So when I step, I hit my heel out here first, and that is the part that takes the blow. And they're just barely starting to show some wear on that. Overall, I'm very, very tickled with these boots. There is not a whole lot I would change about them. The edge coloring would be the one thing I think I would change on my next pair that I will change. The soles are very soft. I was told with the Red X they were going to be super hard and really, they're very durable, don't get me wrong. I've never had any pieces chip off or anything like that. But they're not loud to walk in, and I love that. I put on a pair of cowboy boots the other day, and I felt like a horse walking around. As you can see, I'm getting some break in here on the tongue from all the folds and all that it's crimping in, and it's making nice. I had the strings out of these to clean them. I was working in a lot of dirt yesterday, grinding stumps, and there's just a bunch of loose dirt, and it packed up in here, and like I said, they were wet. They're actually kind of hard. I have oiled these since the last video, so I waited till after 100 hours to oil them, and I did. Here's the false tongues. They're getting some lines in them here. Looks like a tractor tire. The strings is something else. When I got these strings were big and thick, fat strings, and they are, well, that won't focus. I'm sorry. There we go. They're real thin now, and they don't have any stretch in them. So that's good. That's what you want. You don't want real soft strings that are, when you pull them and then they're loose an hour later. There's a lot of material here, as you can see, and I love leather shoestrings now. When you pull these tight, they mold right into those eyelets, and it just sits there. They're awesome. Like I said, they were all dirty earlier today. This is a brush that I got from Rule King. It is Red Wing Shoe brand, but I just took it and brushed all the dirt off and just kept brushing and brushing and brushing, and they came back just as beautiful as ever. I wear these boots to church every week. They've been really nice with the snow. I will say these things in the snow are awesome. I have not been slipping and sliding around at all. Even with the soft tread, usually on ice, when you get real big lugs like that, it's just hard to walk on ice regardless. And I was walking outside a day or two ago in, like I said, cowboy boots, and I about ended up on my head a few times. So these are, I could not believe it. Didn't even think about it until I went outside without them, and it just made all the difference. So tickled pink with these boots. Could not be happier. They're breaking in great. This one, my left boot, is the one that I'm still having some pain on, and when I put my foot in here, it feels like it's just molded to my foot, like it was made for my foot. I can wear them all day, no pain whatsoever. If I come in on Sunday afternoon and take a nap or sit down for a while or something like that, right up in here, I think it's these eyelets right here, I will get a sharp pain in the top of my foot, and that's from my boot pulling down on it, I guess. And that is the only thing that I've had really any pain on. The rest of the break-in, I never had any toe rub. I never had any arch rub. When I put them on, they were stiff. Right up in here, you could definitely feel that arch support, and it was hitting me because my boots were not that well of arch support on my previous pair, but these had it, so that was just something I had to get used to. Excuse me. But these, they really was no pain breaking them in. And I've heard a lot of people say that they're really hard to break in and they're just miserable to break in. I have not experienced that. By day 3 that I had these, I put them on a few hours the first day. I think I wore them 3 hours. I started with 30 minutes, took them off, put them on, went out to look through some Christmas lights with my wife, and I think we were out for 3 hours that night. By the end of it, I was ready to get out of them, but I wasn't in pain. The next day, I think I did on and off kind of all day or something weird. By the third day, I think I spent all day in them. And my biggest regret is not knowing about these sooner. I have no complaints. My back has felt better. My feet have stopped hurting. My knees have stopped hurting. I put my other boots on, and within an hour, I'll say, and that's being generous, I was right back to knees clicking and popping and hurting and all that. If you are on the fence about these boots, call Nick's tomorrow. There is no reason not to have a pair of boots like this. I love these things. I'm looking forward to ordering more. I'm hoping in the spring to get 2 more pair. And yeah, I just cannot say enough good about these boots. Even in the winter, like I said, I was out yesterday, a lot of snow. There was ice frozen up around the top of them. That's how much I was in the snow. And they were really stiff when I put them on this morning because they'd been wet and then dried out. And I tried to wear them till they were dry last night, but obviously you can only stay awake for so long. Yeah, I'm very happy with these boots, and I have no complaints whatsoever. Nick's customer service was above and beyond anything that I've ever dealt with on, especially a shoe company. I've had a local shoe store here that's been phenomenal to deal with, and that's where I used to buy my shoes, my work boots. Unfortunately, they don't sell Nick's boots, so I'm going to have to keep going with Nick's, and I love these boots. Yeah, that's it. I hope this has helped somebody. If you're on the fence about it, go for it. It's worth it, and they're a lot of money, and they're worth every penny. I would have no trouble buying them again, and like I said, even though I don't need another pair, I'm planning on buying a pair, maybe 2. I'd like a pair to be able to rotate these out with, and I think I'm going to do the same thing. Also, something that Nick's did tell me would be really stiff was this double midsole. And you can see the lines coming through right there. So they got a real thick one up top, and then from right here would have been the lineman shank that I wanted to put in there. And that's so when you're standing on a gaff or on a pole or something like that, you're not cutting your foot up. You get crazy pain up in there. I asked them to go ahead and run that all the way because I wanted the thicker sole. And I did do the thick sole on these, and these are thick. And people look at them and go, oh my. A guy in church was impressed with them the other day, I'll put it like that. But they said these are going to be incredibly stiff to walk in. And I mean, I still can't even bend them. The heel counter has softened up considerably. Before I couldn't make that move, and it's moving now, which it's cupped to my heel. When I first told my brother about these boots, he wears tennis shoes, and I told him, I said, on my new boots, you won't even be able to squeeze this. And he goes, you're not even going to be able to walk in those. I said, oh yes I will. Once they break in, they'll be great. Excuse me. So with the double midsole though, they are stiff. I mean, when you are, like I said, I can't even bend those. And that will be on my next pair. I would like on my next pair to have double thick, not the thin one. I have absolutely no trouble walking in these. There is nothing. I would not go back to a thinner insole. I work on trucks, I cut trees, I do a little bit of everything. When I'm up on a ladder standing here, I'm not worried about my foot giving back or bending or anything like that. If you want something that you're going to be doing a lot of walking in, or I don't know, if you don't like boots that weigh as, you know, they're heavy. These things are heavy. I don't even know what to compare them to because I've never had a pair of boots that weigh this much. I've had Red Wing loggers. They're the 9-inch. I don't remember the number of them. And I was really happy with those, but they did not fit right. I am a 12 double F, I think, and I never could get a right fit. I think I ended up with a 14D by the time I got them to stop rubbing on my toes with the steel toe. If you're looking for a good pair of boots on a budget, I would say the Red Wing loggers are definitely something to check into, but they do not hold a candle to these. So I take that for what it's worth. I know Red Wing is an industry leader name, and I think they turn out a phenomenal product. My dad has worn Red Wings as long as I can remember, and my brother bought a pair of the same model as my dad. He loves them, and he keeps telling me that I need a pair of them because you know, they're the best thing out. So to each their own on shoes, and yeah, that's about it. I mean, I think the Red Wings are good, but they do not hold a candle to these. And I could pinch the heel counter. I could bend them, you know, halfway. With these, something I have noticed with my Red Wings, I would tie them as tight as I could get them. Like I said, I had a 14 and I'm a 12. So there were two sizes too big. So to crank them down as tight as I could get them was mandatory. You do not want to do that with these. I mean, that is something that I have had pain on when I get them way too tight because they're still in the early break-in. I mean, they're only, a month and a half old. So, yeah, go easy when you're tightening them down. Don't crank them down as tight as you can because, yes, your feet will be killing you. Loosen them up and go take it easy. I did not put any water on these or any oil of any kind until I was well over 100 hours, and they were still stiff. I oiled them up. The next day I put them on, they fit like a glove. They were totally different boots, and I need to order some Obanoffs. I have mink oil. I've heard that'll rot your boots out because it's a fat, and I don't want to put that on my boots. Obviously, I plan on having these boots for many, many years to come, so I'm going to take care of them. I'm going to put the good stuff on them. I have never heard of anything sideways about Obanoffs. There are a lot of other videos out there about it, claiming it's good stuff. So when I can, I will get you all some more information on that, with my experience with that and all that. But Nix sells Obanoff, so I know when the manufacturer recommends it, there's a good chance that it's a pretty good quality product. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Yeah, cannot say enough good about Nix. Told a guy about them the other day, and I've been telling a lot of people about them. Definitely go get a pair of Nix. I have no experience with other high-end boot makers on this level, but I know that the ones that I have had, I will keep talking up and keep telling people about. And yeah, that's it. I'm out, guys.